Welcome back. I'm now joined by our panel, former Green Party staffer David Cormack and former ACT MP Heather Roy, and our very own Paddy Gower, who's the current political editor. Hey, welcome to you all. Winston Peters this morning on immigration. It's his hot button topic. It's going to cut it down to 10,000 from about 70,000 plus. Has he thought through how he's going to do that, do you think, Dave?
Does he think through anything, or does he just say? I mean, he sort of combines the word salad of Donald Trump with the desperation of a low-rent Nigel Farage. It's just pointless rhetoric. He doesn't say how he's going to achieve anything. You kept trying to ask him and he kept trying to tell you were part of the problem. I wasn't clear what problem you were even part of.
I think what I did work out from that is student visas. When I was asking about working, whether students will be allowed to work or not, he seems to be indicating that he might be pulling the lid down on that. Is that what you took from it?
That's what I took from it, but he didn't answer any of the questions, as Winston typically doesn't.
Yeah, no direct answers?
No, none at all. And who's going to do the work? You're absolutely right in asking that question. New Zealanders aren't interested in doing seasonal work, for example. You go to Marlborough and the people working in the vineyards are Thai and Fijians because they're the only people who are willing to do that work. Are we going to stop our wine industry? We need to actually grapple with where our gaps are in New Zealand and look to how we find people who are wanting to do the work.
Yeah, well, and the gigantic time travel-like hole in his argument about putting New Zealanders first was you can't turn a NEET into a nurse.
Yeah, so
overnight.
an unemployed,
right? You know, it's all nice in practice to say that we're going to put the NEETs first, but you can't take a NEET in Northland and get them down to Queenstown and into the hospitality industry or into nursing or whatever. People don't want to do that. That's the whole.
But he queries those figures because if you look at about 130,000 unemployed, about 93,000, he was saying young people who are not in education or training, take all of them. But even if we do that, do the sums add up?
Well, he dismissed it completely out of hand, actually, but didn't say what the real figures actually are. He had a bit of a guess at this and that. I don't think that he really has thought through the policy particularly carefully, but it appeals to the demographic that he's talking to.
No one says immigration's a good thing, which I think it is. You know, they tend to come and traditionally fill roles that we don't fill. They add diversity. And also they're human beings that we're talking about. And I'm so sick of all of our political parties just using it as a dog whistle of populism, which is just so upsetting in the New Zealand political landscape.
But would they do it? Would they do it, though, if the public wasn't interested in it?
But that isn't a reason to do something. You don't do what the public thinks is right. You do what is right, and they don't necessarily mesh up.
All right, well, talking about doing what's right, Winston Peters says it's right to have a